about interpreting that sea level rise. And there can be a lot of different ways to go about it. So what's like one of the #1 most often asked questions of the flamingo exhibit?
Yep.
Why do the flamingos stand on one leg? So there's actually a way to connect that question to climate change, and it has to do with an analogy, what we learned about earlier this evening. So birds, their feathers work to trap heat. So birds are warm-blooded, they're releasing heat from their bodies just like we're releasing heat from our bodies right now. And their feathers trap air between their body and the outside world, and their body heats up that air that their feathers are trapping next to them. So that kind of creates this really nice, warm, comfortable space around their body that helps them regulate their temperature. So in a similar way, the atmosphere that's around the Earth traps heat. So the sun sends down radiation, the Earth absorbs that radiation and spits it back out as heat, and the atmosphere traps that warmth, giving us a very nice, warm, comfortable planet. Now, with a flamingo, the only way that they lose heat is through the parts of their bodies that don't have feathers, their legs and their beaks. So when they kind of get a little too cold, or if they want to take a nap and get really comfortable, they can tuck that leg up in their feathers to warm themselves up. Well, what's happening right now with our climate is we're thickening that blanket of the atmosphere by producing carbon dioxide. And when the flamingo gets too warm, they can just stretch that leg back out and go on as they were. But unfortunately, we can't stretch outside of the atmosphere. That doesn't work for us. So the best way that we can work to make that blanket thinner so we don't get too warm is to produce less carbon dioxide. Basically take away some of the pieces from the inside that are making us a little bit too warm. So that's a pretty easy story to tell, a pretty easy analogy. Not only have you answered the question from the guest, but you've also connected it to climate change.